Hey guys, mahal everyone, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, bringing you guys another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, we're going to be covering the next upcoming Lost Chapters, going live soon on Global DFFOO, which is going to be featuring the return of Agrias Oaks from Final Fantasy Tactics. In this Lost Chapters, Agrias will be receiving a rework on top of a level 70 awakening, and Faris, who is a synergy character, will also be receiving a rework and a level 70 awakening. Ash is the other synergy character, however, unfortunately, she will not be receiving any sort of nice treatment for this particular Lost Chapters. With the release of this Lost Chapters, we're also going to be seeing a new banner. The banner will be featuring the return of Agrias' EX weapon and also the debut of Faris' EX weapon. Both of these weapons can be realized, which is going to be a very exciting banner to hopefully pull for. And last but not least, we are going to be seeing the return of those Argent official bosses, which were one of the most frustrating fights when it first came out for the Agrias event, even more so with the Chaos version of this fight. Now, before I actually move forward with the video, I do want to give shout-outs to two specific people. The first one is actually a group, which is the Tonberry Troupe, because I am going to be showcasing their beautiful infographics for both Agrias and Faris. So thank you so much to the Tonberry Troupe. And then the second person I want to give a big shout-out to is fellow DFFOO YouTuber and streamer Lids87. He is actually a very talented YouTuber and streamer with amazing editing abilities, and he's recently helped me out with my editing, which you will see in this particular video, because moving forward I do want to try new things when I'm presenting these specific topics to you. So thank you so much to Lids87. And also guys, if you have any feedback for the way that I presented this video, and if you think I should stick to it or go back to the way that I used to do things, let me know in the comment section below, or any ways that I could improve the quality of my videos. So without further ado, before we actually get started in talking about Agrias and the Lost Chapters, let's go ahead and take the time to pause the video and take a look at the beautiful scrolling infographics for both Agrias and Faris, which will summarize everything that these characters can do with their level 70 awakening, with their reworks, and as well with their realized EX weapons. Agrias, the Holy Knight from Final Fantasy Tactics, was introduced to Dissidia Opera Omnia as a physical damage dealer, specializing in controlling enemies with her paralysis and magic attack silence debuffs, all while providing a nice regenerative aura to your party coming from her Brave Framed buff. With her level 70 awakening, Agrias gains an aura unlocked at crystal level 68 that permanently increases the party's initial and max brave, as well as a very powerful ability unlocked at crystal level 65 called Debuff Success Attack Up. Debuff Success Attack Up not only increases Agrias' attack stat, it also gives her a guaranteed chance for one turn to inflict her debuffs, which means her skill 2 Judgment Blade will always paralyze after you use Debuff Success Attack Up. In regards to her abilities, Agrias received some very nice reworks for them. Her Brave Frame buff can now cap out at 5 stacks rather than 3, which further boosts her attack and max brave, and improves the brave and HP regen it provides to your party. Her skill 1 Knight's Pride will now be dishing out brave damage prior to the HP damage she inflicts, and let's not forget the sweet Brave Battery she provides to your party prior to inflicting the damage. Last but not least, this ability will also have Brave Overflow, which nowadays is very crucial for units to have, especially in the Chaos era. Agrias' skill 2 Judgment Blade and its plus variant will now have Brave Overflow on both variants. The potency on her skill 2 will be further increased, and the Brave hits will be increased as well with this rework. Overall, Agrias' rework fixes the issues she had when she was first released, making her an even more effective unit in controlling your enemies. Let's go ahead and move on to Faris, who will also be receiving a level 70 awakening as well as a rework with the release of Agrias Lost Chapters. At her level 70 awakening, Faris will be receiving an aura unlocked at crystal level 68 that permanently increases her attack and max brave, as well as an ability unlocked at crystal level 65 called Debuff Attack Up, which increases her own attack against debuffed enemies and also grants all her brave hitting abilities overflow for even more damage. Her rework will greatly improve her skill 1 Water Whirl and her skill 2 Cannon Fire. The mastery requirements will be reduced for both abilities. Both abilities will now deal HP damage after the brave hits, regardless if it's the base or plus variant. Both abilities will have their overall brave damage potencies increased, and both abilities will now have brave overflow. Her skill 1 Water Whirl and its plus variant can now inflict more damage to a debuff target, and as well as grant her a brand new framed buff called Pirate Style, which changes her brave attack to its plus variant and increases her attack, max brave, and speed. Her skill 2 Cannon Fire and its plus variant will have increased brave hits, will now hit AoE on the brave hits, and will also be dealing an AoE split HP damage on all enemies. Let's not forget, the potencies of her debuffs inflicted by this ability will be greatly increased by this rework. Overall, Faris' rework greatly improved her usability, which makes her one of the best units to fulfill the role of a dispeller and a debuffer. As we mentioned earlier, both characters will have their EX weapons featured on this Lost Chapters. Agrias' is a rerun, while Faris' is a debut. Just a review for Agrias', her EX ability deals an AoE Brave plus HP attack that inflicts a frame debuff called Silence, which prevents any enemy from using a magic Brave attack on your party, including ones that have a Brave plus HP mechanic. Faris' EX at base allows her to summon her companion Sildra, who will deliver a powerful AoE Brave plus AoE split HP attack with the elements Thunder, Water, and Wind. This EX ability deals more damage to debuff targets and more damage to a single target. It has a nice Brave overflow and will grant Faris a special buff icon for 2 turns called Sildra's Protection. Sildra's Protection increases the party's Brave overflow and also deals a Water Brave attack after every turn, which also heals Faris' allies' Brave based on the Brave damage it deals. It is similar to Vanille's death debuff from her EX ability, however Faris' is more effective and also has a support utility attached to it. Realizing either of these weapons is highly recommended if you plan on using both Agrias and Faris. Agrias' fully max limit broken Realize EX weapon grants her EX ability Brave Overflow, increased Brave damage and Brave hits, permanently increases her attack and max Brave, allows her EX ability to grant 2 stacks of Brave and a brand new framed buff called Holy Sword, and also allows her to start with 2 stacks of Brave and Holy Sword at the start of the quest for a whopping 9 turns. Holy Sword grants Agrias an increased Brave overflow and increases the party's attack. Moving on to Faris' Realized weapon, when it is fully max limit broken after realization, it will grant the following: an overall Brave damage increase for both her EX ability, and the effect from Sildra's Protection allows her to start with Sildra's Blessing and Pirate Style at the start of the quest, permanent increase to both her attack and max Brave, and increased Brave hits, plus an even larger overflow. It also changes her HP attack plus to its plus plus variant, giving Faris a little more longevity. Now that we know what these weapons do at their fully realized and limit broken prowess, are they worth pulling for? In my opinion, this is arguably one of the best banners for the month of December 2019 for Global Opera Omnia. Both units stay quite relevant and provide you with amazing options to not only deal damage, but also dispel, debuff, and control. If you decided to pass on these power weapons, they will return on other banners. Agrias' EX comes back on Special Phoenix Dungeon event, and Faris' EX comes back on a Heretic Raid event. The last topic I want to touch on will be the Chaos fight, featuring the return of the menacing pair of Argent Officiants. In the Chaos version of this fight, both enemies will have a weakness to water and a debuff weakness to paralysis. They have no immunities, but they do absorb 5 elements, which are fire, ice, earth, wind, and dark. They both primarily use magic brave attacks. The most dangerous phase in this fight is when they chant. During this, they will levitate in the air, gain an absurd amount of brave, remove all debuffs from themselves, including framed ones, and apply 5 generic buffs, further increasing their stats. During this phase, they will use 2 abilities, the first one being Assault Lance, which is a powerful magic single target brave attack, and the second on their next turn is Globated Crush, which recovers their brave and deals a single target HP attack before reverting back to their non-levitating phase. On the ground, their abilities have a high turn rate, so try not to get broken, for they might have a chance of taking consecutive turns. Be sure to bring characters that either have sap, poison, or some sort of gravity-based abilities that can deal with the enormous amount of brave they gain during their levitating phase. A Dispeller is almost an absolute must, especially during the levitating phase, since not only do they gain an astronomical amount of defense, but they also gain the 5 buffs. If you don't have access to a Dispeller, you can opt to use a debuffer that can inflict multiple debuffs, such as Sarah, Laguna, or I've even seen Kefka as a great suggestion, since multiple debuffs will allow you to push off the buffs that they apply to themselves. So overall, that is going to be the information on the Agrias Lost Chapters. Again, guys, I'd love some great feedback from you guys about the way that I presented this particular video. Again, as a content creator, I want to try new things, and hopefully you guys enjoy some of the changes that I've been doing and messing around with. Again, thank you so much to the Tonberry Troupe, and as well as to Lids87. Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Mahal, everyone.